Welcome to Country Chick Brews. Today is week 3, and as you can see, this is our pumpkin spice coffee wine. And last week, if you remember correctly, we finished up at 1.040, and that had a potential gravity of 5.25%. And as far as the alcohol content goes, I was quite pleased with that. However, it was a little too bitter from the coffee. So I let it sit another week, and we'll do another gravity reading and another taste test and see if this brew is ready to bottle up. So we'll get the lid taken off here. And I have my glass. I have high hopes. It still smells amazing. I have my graduated cylinder sitting here in my bucket of sanitizer. And I have my turkey baster. And I'm just going to give my hydrometer just a quick rinse. All right. You know what? We might have a little bit of a problem, Houston. I'm going to do something that I'm going to tell you not to do it if at all humanly possible not to have to. Carefully, I'm going to start pouring. And we'll see where we are. And again, I need glasses. And it looks like it is at 1.0 1.045. Okay. I am not going to pour this back in. I just don't want to introduce any more, I don't want to introduce any more oxygen than necessary. So I'm going to pause the video, do my calculations, and I'll get right back to you with what the final ABV is on this brew. Okay, based on my calculations, we started out with an original gravity of 1.080. We are finishing up at 1.045, and that brings our ABV down to 4.59%. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to do a final taste test and see where we are with the sweeteners. And honestly though, however it is, I think it's finished, and I don't think it would benefit anything to keep it going any longer. So let's do a taste test. That's a little bit more than a test. There we go. But it's so clear. Now it is coffee, so it is going to be very dark. But I wish you could see it. It has just tons of little effervescent bubbles, and it's just very appealing as far as appearance goes. I can smell the coffee, I can smell the pumpkin, I can smell the alcohol. All seems pretty well balanced, so far so good. A short sip just to get your tongue acclimated to the alcohol. And it's very pleasing. It's a little dry, but not too bad. With the long sip, you can tell it's a little dry, but overall, I'm pretty pleased. It has a little bit of pumpkin flavor, a little bit of the spice, a little bit of alcohol, which is part of the final goal, right? I'm going to call it done. So I'm going to find something to put this in so that I can introduce as little oxygen as possible and get it bottled up. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is it for the pumpkin spice coffee wine. So let's get this bottled up. Okay, my jug has been sanitized, and I'm just going to carefully pour in this sample. Then carefully pour in the rest from the fermenting bottle. And there is a little bit of settlement down in there. You can see it's pretty cloudy, pretty murky. Yeah, I'm not going to put that in there. And I think what I'll do, since this will be for a fall harvest party we're having this weekend over at the next door neighbors, I think I'm going to put in a little bit nicer jug here, a little bit nicer bottle, and we'll get this sanitized. And again, this is just one of the recycled bottles. I'm not real sure what kind of bottle it was, but it'll be perfect for this. Sanitize the cap. Okay. Now, since we both like our wine to be a little carbonated, I'm going to be pasteurizing this bottle. And basically what the pasteurization will do is we'll stop the fermenting process. If there's any still live active yeast in there, the pasteurization will kill off the remaining yeast so it doesn't continue to ferment. So that will be next week's video. And I'm going to stop there because as I'm pasteurizing, there's a little bit of a chance, the carbonation will activate. And you want a little bit of headspace. I could probably even put just a little bit more in there. You want as little surface space as possible so that there's no risk of air building up in the bottle as it is pasteurizing. And there we have it. I have a little bit. I'll put in a little bit smaller bottle, and that'll be for our personal use. And this bottle is all set for the fall harvest party that we'll be having at our neighbors. So I'm Bev. This is Country Chick Brews. Stay tuned next week, and I will show you how we will be pasteurizing this this brew to make it shelf stable over long term, and also to aid in some of the carbonation process. So for now, I will catch you next week. See ya.